Hey guys, so it's NaNoWriMo day 1. Yay! It is obviously November 1st. It's Friday for me, and it's 8:46. I've been writing since just after 7 o'clock, maybe 7:30, and that whole time was not writing. So first of all, for reference, I'm writing a book that right now I'm calling Escaped Seal, but I don't like the title, so it's a work in progress. It's a title in progress, but it's a military romantic suspense. And I will pull up the blurb for you here in just a jiff. But, so it's kind of like, a sequel-ish to my other book, which was called The First to Fall, but I'm calling it Fallen Seal for right now. And it's not a direct sequel because they're like a series of standalone military romantic suspenses, but the events that happened in Fallen Seal do carry over, and my main character Blake Hastings is a side character in that story, which kind of like sets up his character. And then Lillian is also a side character in that book, and again the events and plot lines kind of trickle over. So it's kind of like a sequel. Like right now the events are kind of following that one. So because of that, I had an awkward start. I had to get back. Blake, being a side character in book 1, he had a few POVs toward the end of the book, and so I had to reread those scenes, get my head back in him. And then because of the way that the first one ended, it was loose ends were tied up. It was kind of well-rounded, but I also, in the sense, like the plot, it was like closed off with an open possibility for plot lines in the future. And because of that, I didn't know where this book would start, because I do have ideas for the main characters in that one, Malcolm and Courtney, and like for them to have a sequel book of their own where the events directly carry over. And so it was kind of weird to fit in, to see where Blake fits into all that, and then where this storyline kind of branches into his and Lillian's story, specifically his, because I knew his POV was going to be first. So it was just kind of an awkward start. Reread his POV, got a sense for his character again, because it's been a couple weeks since I finished writing that book. And then I had to do research, and the research is actually what got me into it. So I couldn't figure out how to start the book, and I was like, I don't want to start with a flashback. I don't want to start with a flashback or a dream. Well, that's the vibe I was getting. I was like, you know what? It could be edited later. right now I'm not inspired, so I need to do something that inspires me. And so I did like a mission with his team kind of thing. And so I had to look at all these tabs. It's crazy. Okay, so I have another one that I saved terms to, and I double checked the terms. So these are like Navy SEAL like terms and whatnot. I had to Google how long is a football field, how long is a cargo ship, mostly because I was trying to compare the length of the cargo ship to the football field. And then I had to do 120 yards to feet to find out that a football field would be 360 feet, whereas the average cargo ship is 1,300 feet. So that's pretty big. That's multiple football fields. I was also trying to figure out who they deal, like in the US, what organization deals with like overseas investigations. And that's not all. Like some of these I've closed Google tabs out. So that's just the gist of my investigations. Okay. So once I started that, my brain was in like, let's go, like I'm in like Navy SEAL mode. Like let's have a Navy SEAL team go on a mission. Like that is my headspace. That's where I'm at. That's what I want to write. That's where I was inspired. Blake's character and his voice came to me because it's like his SEAL. He still has that Navy SEAL kind of personality, even though he's retired and he's a MMA coach right now. So that came to me. And then the rest of it was like, I feel like it's a little exposition-y, but it's kind of like explaining things. And then there was another scene with a side character that's also in book 1 that events have happened between them. So it was kind of like establishing that. And so there was some fun dialogue. I also had to stop and pause because I wanted to include what he had for breakfast, just because we're MMA fighters, like their healthy diet is like important. And I really wanted to showcase that, because to him, like that's because like one thing I wanted to be clear of was his personality, like establishing him. And so part of that is like how much he cares about his body and his health and keeping that up. And so that includes his breakfast and getting the proper protein and all that stuff. So I had to research all of that. And then a lot of it is like his internal thoughts about the events and the bad guys from book 1 and like all the stuff that happened. And that also, when I was writing, I have no idea what I'm doing, but in the scene, I was getting a feeling that there was something happening. And so I'm going to roll with that. And that's going to be my ideas for Lillian's perspective in chapter 2. Most of it. I may add more. I'm getting some more ideas, so I'm probably going to add those to it. But I wanted to show you guys. So it's Friday, November 1st, day 1 of writing in Escaped Seal, and day 1 of NaNoWriMo as well. And it was 1,891 words, and the whole book is 1,919 words because of my notes for the next scene, which is here. So overall, I would say I was really, really scared, and I think the buildup, as soon as I finished book 1, I started planning book 2, so it's been Monday, October 21st, so it's been like a week, and I came up with the ideas pretty quickly, so I've had to sit on this for a couple days, and I'm the kind of person, if I'm inspired, I gotta write right then and there. I will lose my inspiration if I wait. And so I was really scared that by waiting, my inspiration for this book would go down. And then of course I come to sit and write tonight and I had no inspiration. So it took me a bit to get into it, but I did get into it when I did get started. And now I think I have more ideas. I have a planned calendar of what I'm going to have to write in order to meet my goal. Give me a second. Okay. So this is also my planner, my plans for my YouTube channel, because this, I don't know why I'm explaining this to you, but this is like the video, my YouTube channel planner for the videos that I've already got scheduled. I like having another one where I can write it down and be messy because ideas may change and I may scratch it out. But the pencil, really, really light pencil, is the chapters that I need to write in order to finish it before November 30th. But I'm not going by chapter, because I'm supposed to do chapters 1 and 2 today, but that's with each chapter being at least 1,000 words, and I've already written 1,800, which is close enough to 2,000 words that it's, as long as I write 2,000 words a day-ish, I should be able to get it done before November 30th, and I may go ahead and write the next chapter, if it comes to me, because I have other ideas too besides what's there. So I may be checking them with you guys later again. But it's either 2 chapters a day, if they're each only 1,000 words, or 2,000 words a day-ish. That still gives me like 6 days of leeway with it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I'm going to log it with NaNoWriMo, and each day I'm also going to post a short video, but like my thoughts and everything going on is a lot longer. So this is going to be my YouTube video, but I'm still going to post like a short and keep it under a minute, just like really clipped what I'm doing every day for NaNoWriMo. So I'm going to do that as well. And then we will see if I'm going to edit or write some more. So yeah, that's it for day 1 for NaNoWriMo so far. I'll check in with you guys next time. Hey guys, it's still NaNoWriMo day 1, and I wrote some more. So I wrote chapter 2, I got inspired, and actually the other ideas I had kind of carried over, but I kind of I don't know, I'm having fun improvising. So let's log. Right, it's still day 1 of NaNoWriMo and day 1 of writing Escaped Seal, and I wrote that much before. So chapter 2, whoops, it would help if I actually wrote the 2, is 1389, so 1,389 words, and the whole book is now 3,298, which is not a bad start, so I'm happy. I'm really excited. I really got into this, and I am loving Lillian's character. She's an event planner and coordinator, so she really, really clicked with me, and also she has some nieces and nephews that are in the first book, so I feel like I really, really enjoy her character too. So I'm having fun, and I can't wait for more, so I probably am going to stop there and try to get some editing done for the night, and it's 10:12, so I'm getting really tired already. But I still have editing to do. So I'm going to may film another TikTok or something and then go from there, and I will check in with you guys next time. Hey guys. Oh my gosh. So it is NaNoWriMo day 2, also Escaped Seal day 2. And let me tell you what, it's November 2nd, and I didn't think I was going to write tonight. So we went and actually met up with my editor, H.A. Pruitt, and we got Valiant's book 6 and 7, and their short companions. And we didn't get home till really late, and then I had to do the dishes, and I had to write and send out both my newsletters because it's Saturday, my busy night, and so I didn't get started writing until like 10 o'clock. It was literally 10 o'clock, and I wasn't inspired because I was very, very tired, so it took a lot of effort to start writing. in chapter 3, and then when I started writing, I still kind of got into it, and then I was like, I have to keep going and write chapter 4 or I'm gonna lose momentum and stop. And so that one came to me pretty easily, even though I was kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. I literally, I'm not kidding, like I am a planner, and I have had outlines that were like 20,000 words before, and I'm not even kidding you, that's not an exaggeration. Like a lot of people, authors who like draft, what they do drafting, would probably consider some of my outlines I've had for some of my books drafting, like first draft, like the rough draft first, because they are that detailed. But I literally just have 50 story beats for this thing, and I am literally just pantsing my way through this thing, and I don't know what I'm doing half the time, and it's really scary. Like I don't like doing it this way, but like it's also kind of fun because I never know what the characters are gonna do, and things keep surprising me. And like, oh my gosh, I'm working on, it's like a second chance romance, so like the dynamic there was fun, and then showing my guy character not wanting to think about it, and he ends up having a moment with his best friend's girl, because his best friend's going through a lot right now, and he's kind of being the rock and the anchor for them, and he likes doing that because it keeps him distracted from his own drama. And it's just like they had this really cute moment, and it was like this really wonderful friendship platonic thing, and I don't think I've written a platonic friendship between a guy and a girl in a long time, so especially not like a contemporary one. So I don't know, I'm having fun at the same time that it stresses me out. Like I don't know, but anyways, it's fun. So let's log it. I actually saved the logging part for the video. Okay, so it's Saturday, November 2nd. And I am going to change the title. I do not like Escaped Seal. I just haven't, and I need the series title too. I just don't know what I'm calling it, so be prepared for the title to change. Okay, so 3 and 4 together was 2,460. What? No, I said 2,000, not 3,000. That was... 2,460. I was all wrong. Okay, 2,460. And then let's do... I cannot write, I swear. Okay, and the whole book is 5,750, which is amazing for book 2, and also that's without notes. I don't have notes. I literally have the word something because that helps me format it and remember that it's got to be all caps. But yeah, that's literally it. But I want to know how much each individual chapter was, so let's take a look here. I'll show you that so you guys can't see. So chapter 3 was chapter 3 equals 1,356, and then chapter 4, because they each need to be at least 2,000, but it looks like it because I'm on chapter 4 and we're already at 5,000 words, so we're about 1,000 ahead, so that's good because I got to stay on word count here for Nano. And then chapter 4 is 1,101, so that was barely over 1,000 words, but altogether they were 2,460, so yay. All right, so I'm gonna log this on NaNoWriMo and do a short video for that and post on social media. But yeah, I am pantsing my way through this book, and it's terrifying at the same time that it's fun. It just, like, what terrifies me is, like, am I gonna be able to write? Am I gonna get uninspired? Like, I don't know what to do this chapter, but then as I'm writing, the character will, like, I'll get feelings from the character and things will happen and it'll surprise me, which is really fun, because then I'm getting to experience it, because it's like, oh, I don't have a plan. I have beat sheets, that's it. I have a beat sheet of literally 50 beats, that's it. But I wish I knew that, like, okay, you're going to be inspired, it's going to be fine. Like, if I knew that ahead of time, it would be less scary. But anyways, I got to get to posting on social media because it's 11 o'clock and I eat dinner in half an hour and I haven't done my editing yet. So, I'll check in with you guys later. Hey guys, it is NaNoWriMo day 3. It's November 3rd, and I just got through writing in Escaped Seal, which officially has a new title, so we'll talk about that in just a minute. But I wanted to show you guys what I wrote. So let me highlight it really quick. So I came into tonight kind of drowsy and also not really wanting to write. I think it's not the story or the characters or the plot or anything to do with the book. It's the idea of being forced to sit here and having to write every single day rather than just doing it in my own time. I'm just not wanting to do that. But once I got started, like the past 2 days, I've gotten into it. And in fact, these chapters, I really got into it because we're picking up the thriller and suspense plot line so much faster. And I love the fast pace. Like, that's what I'm really into. As you can see there, so I don't get spoilers, that was chapter 5 and chapter 6. So chapter 5 was 1,286 words and chapter 6 is 1,459 words. So the total word count is now 8,490, which honestly 8,000 is really good for 3 days. My goal, if I'm doing 2 chapters a day or 2,000 words every day to hit the goal, I should be at 6K right now. So 8K is really, really good. And like I said, I'm really into the plot line. So let's talk about the title. So I didn't like Fallen Seal and Escaped Seal. And Fallen Seal, the first book, was originally called The First to Fall. And it really hits and fits the plot line, the characters. It could mean the romance. It could mean the suspenseful plot line. It just fits. But I found that The First to Fall, my initial thinking on it was that it's really hard to keep the title the same because the series has to follow the same title structure. And it's like, what am I going to do? The first to fall, the first to whatever, or am I going to do like the first, like instead of the first, like the second to, or the last to, or the next to? And so I just decided to get one word, and that's when I did fallen, escaped, whatever. And then I was like, well, that's still kind of plain and not specific. So I added seal on the end of it to imply Navy SEAL. Because a lot of them have like tactical or the type of like military branch that the book deals with. But again, I just don't like Fallen Seal and Escape Seal. It just doesn't hit the same. It doesn't flow right. It doesn't pack the same punch. So I went back to The First to Fall. And so after brainstorming, I came up with the idea for Cost to Escape. So The First to Fall, the Cost to Escape is basically this book. So I'm officially writing The Cost to Escape, and I'm going to fix and adjust the title on NaNoWriMo and all of that stuff. And I'm going to adjust the cover, and I'm probably going to work on the cover for a little bit for fun. But yeah, I'm not writing The First of All. I am writing The Cost to Escape, and I'm so excited, and I think I like it. I haven't even changed the document name yet. If you look here, it still says Escaped Seal. So I've got to fix that as well as the folder names and everything, and the document names for the other books, and come up with titles that match the other stories to make sure this is still a good series structure to go with, series title structure. And then I still need the series name, but I'm getting there. So it's The Cost to Escape. That's official. So this has been NaNoWriMo Day 3, and I will check with you guys next time. It's NaNoWriMo Day 4, and I lost a chapter that I wrote yesterday. So I don't know what happened, but my document did not have chapter 6 in it, and I was freaking out, like, did I get it wrong and I haven't written chapter 6 yet? But I was like, I should be writing 2 chapters a day. I have written 2 chapters a day, so like day 1 would be 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, so 6 should have been yesterday. And I looked, and it was the end of chapter 5, which was Lillian's POV, and I remember there was another Blake POV after that, because that's when all the suspense was picking up. So not only was it chapter 6, it was like the good chapter, like it's all good, but like the chapter that like the suspense starts picking up. So I'm freaking out, and I just looked in my documents, and I just changed the name of it from Escaped Seal to The Cost to Escape. And so I looked, and it had chapter 6 in there. So basically, after I write every day, I say the main document saved on my little cruisers that I have, which is like these little things. Hold on, let me grab one. These little things, I save them to these things. But after I'm done writing, because I've had issues with my work not being saved before, both with editing and writing, I also go to File and Save As, and I save it to my document, which uploads it to OneDrive. Thank God I did that, because that document has chapter 6 in there. So I copy and pasted chapter 6 from that to this. Oh my God. Thank goodness that I freaking save and back up my work, because I would have just lost this. So that's a wonderful start to NaNoWriMo Day 4. My goal is to write chapter 7 and 8 before my sister comes home, so I'm going to get started that was scary. I'm also going to upload all of this to Google Docs after I'm done, so that way I have 3 backups, not just 1, because that was really scary. I will check in with you guys later. Hopefully I can get this done. It's 3/14 and it's November 4th, so we'll see what happens. Hey guys, so it is still NaNoWriMo day 4, day 4 of writing The Cost to Escape, and I had a lot of problems with this one, but I did manage to write chapter 7, which was actually almost 2,000 words by itself, so I don't know if I need to write chapter 8 today, because again, it's supposed to be just 2,000 words per day, but let's check. So basically it's day 4, so my word count goal, I should be at 8,000 words right now, and I'm at 10, so that worked out really well. So I'm still about 2,000 words ahead of where I should be, and it's 4:31, so I've been writing for over an hour, and again, it took me a while, and I had a lot of trouble getting into this chapter because it's like putting the mystery together, like starting the mystery, and I don't have a direct plan, so I was just kind of improvising like all the investigation stuff in this chapter, and it made it kind of difficult to get through, but I'm still like into it. It's just like I don't know what I'm doing, and the improvising thing is getting to me. And again, I don't know what I'm doing for next chapter, so I'm gonna have to like think and assess if I do decide to write one more chapter today, but we'll see, since I'm ahead of the word count, but again, we'll see what happens. So yeah, well, I did lose chapter 6. I'm just glad I was able to get it back from the other document, so I'm going to back it up, and then I'm going to film and post on social media, and I will check in with you guys next time, if there is a next time for today, and if not, I will check in with you guys tonight, or tomorrow, I mean. So yeah, again, just trying to figure out the mystery and how he figures out what's going on with her and how he figures out how to track them down, and I don't know what I'm doing, basically. Hey guys, so it's still NaNoWriMo day 4. It's November 4th still. It's 9:23. So as I said, I did write, and of course I filmed for you guys, and I filmed a short TikTok, Instagram reel, shared it everywhere. I updated everything on NaNoWriMo's website, my word count and everything. And then I chatted with my cousin for a little bit, and then I got to work. I had to edit a YouTube video because we're starting like a podcast, like a bookish podcast. So we're going to release it on YouTube as well. So that's coming out Tuesday, November 12th, but I still have November 11th. It's YouTube video coming out. So I finished, our podcast episode, which is still rendering and taking a while. So I haven't gotten to edit the other video, my main YouTube video, for next week, so I still have to do that, but I did edit The Heart of Christmas, so I edited 4 stories because I skipped yesterday, so I had to catch up. The Heart of Christmas is a collection of short Christmas stories, and like I said, I skipped yesterday. I'm supposed to be doing at least 2 stories a day, so I had to do 4 today, but that's fine. So my brain is tired, and I should have written chapter 8 first. If I decide to do chapter 8, I'm supposed to be doing 2 chapters a day, but that's also the equivalent of 2,000 words, and to hit the word count, what's more important is that I write at least 2,000 words every day, and not only am I at 10K, so I'm 2,000 words ahead of where I'm at, but, I also wrote 1,900 words today, which is still close, and on top of that, even with writing 2 chapters a day, that still gives me like 5 days of wiggle room, to take off. The problem with not writing, if I skipped a night, so to speak, it would make me not, I would fall out of the story, kind of. I'm so tired, so you guys can understand, you guys get that I can't think right now. And so even though I did write chapter 7, and I got into it, it was really hard to start off with, and I'm losing energy and momentum already, and it's only day 4, and this is crazy. I just don't know how he finds out where I need them to leave the country. The bad guys have kidnapped the woman, and he's going to follow them all over the country, but I don't know how he finds out where they're taking her. I did find out why they take her. I remembered and figured, I don't know if I told you guys about that or not, but I was like, why aren't they just killing her? Why, you know, they're more killers kind of thing, more their MO. So I'm like, why are they kidnapping her again? And I forgot what I had decided. So I went over some notes and things and figured it out. So I remembered now why they're taking her. But I still don't know how he figures out where to go, and he can't just find her immediately. So like, I need to figure out the breadcrumbs, and I don't have any energy now, especially after editing that big YouTube video and editing 4 stories in the Heart of Christmas. And then also on top of writing the 1900 words that I did earlier and all the research that took, my creative energy is done. I am done for the evening. And I still have 1 more video to edit, which is crazy. And I'm literally falling asleep. Like, I want to sleep so bad, even though it's not even close to my bedtime. So basically, I've been trying to think of, okay, what am I doing for chapter 8? And then if I figured it out, I could just go ahead and write it. I just got to get 1,000 words out. But I can't. I just can't. I'm sitting here staring at the word chapter 8. And I've got nothing. And I'm like, that's going to be hard. So, like, maybe I'm just going to fail. Maybe I'm going to fail all of NaNoWriMo, and I'm just not going to write. Ugh, I hate this. I don't know. I don't know why and how the heck I was able to write 106,000 words in 41 days. Most of them were consecutive. I did skip a few here and there. But I did that with the First to Fall, the last book. I don't know how I did that, but I didn't tell anybody about it. I wasn't vlogging about it. I was trying to do it before the deadline for the writing competition, and then I entered it into the writing competition, but that was really the only pressure. I didn't tell anybody about it other than my family. I didn't vlog or post about it. So, but I was able to come in and get that done, but I didn't have an outline. I just sat and I just wrote every day, and I would just write what I would feel led to write, and that was it. I was just feeling my way through it, and I improvised it and just had fun. And with this, it's like, I don't know, it's just like I don't know if there's like added pressure to write every day, and that's throwing me off, where it's like I have to sit down and write. I have to get 2,000 words out. I have to get 2 chapters written. And there's a lot of pressure around it. I'm vlogging and posting on social media, and like everybody knows. I don't know if that's getting to my head, or if it's just the difference in plotline where I got to figure things out sooner rather than later. I don't know what it is. I lack the motivation for this book, or at least to write in NaNoWriMo. The inspiration is there. The love for the book and the characters and the plotline is there. The desire to write and finish the book is there. It's just the actual act of like sitting here and actually like typing the words out and getting them out of my brain is not coming. It's just not happening. And it's like the moment I don't film it, it happens fine. And it's like when I'm trying to do it, it like film it and everything is just not happening. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And maybe this is just, I hope it's just a today thing. But tomorrow we've got a vote and it's the election. So I'm going to be following that pretty closely. So it's pretty tense. So the more I can get written today, the better off I'll be, and like the less time I may skip tomorrow. But I don't know what's going on, guys. Like, I may not actually complete NaNoWriMo. It's kind of scary. So yeah, I have a few ideas for how he finds them out. I mean, he could have connections with people who are tracking like the black market. Not that they're using the black market, so that doesn't make sense. He could see something in the security footage when he looks at the van that links them to like whatever country. He could just immediately go to where he knows they're more prominent. He could talk to a person in the FBI and find out where they're more prominent. But just because the terrorist group is more prominent in a certain area doesn't mean that's necessarily where they're actually taking her. He could find her, they could have dumped her car and she could have left a clue, but then she doesn't know where they're taking her. So it's like, there's ways to track the bad guys, but that, like, I don't know how that guarantees that that's where they're taking her specifically, especially since this group, they are terrorists. Their MO is normally killing people, and the reason for kidnapping her is unique, but he doesn't know that. And so his logically, any investigator looking at this in comparison to like their past situations would assume they're going to take her, interrogate her, get what information they can out of her, and kill her and dump the body. And that's the logical conclusion that you would come to. So I'm like, I don't know what steps he should take to go look for her, you know, to find her specifically and not just generic terrorists a part of this group. And I can't pinpoint that. And then I'm like, well, I could go to her perspective, but I kind of wanted to stay with him for a while. So we're kind of questioning what's going on with her, and leave it kind of suspenseful. Which I don't know if I should clarify that this may spoil a few things, but like, I'm still writing the dang book, so I don't know what I'm doing. I know with the last book I was thinking, like, I did enter it into the writing competition on the Chapter Story app. And so every day when I came into writing, I was thinking, okay, what would I want to play, what I want people to play out next, because it's an interactive fiction and it has like settings and backgrounds and stuff, and I haven't done that with this, and maybe going at it like that will help me think of it like, what do I want people to play out in the story next? What decisions do I want them to make this chapter? What do I want them to experience this chapter? And going at it like that may help me, and maybe that's why I was able to get through it so easily with the last book. I didn't really hit a whole lot of stuck points. Like, every day I was coming in pretty motivated, and I skipped if I needed a break, and maybe that's part of the problem, but maybe I just need to get on chapter and create a story, like this story in chapters in the Chapter Story app. I'll get it out in a minute. My brain is so dead right now. Go to the Chapter Story app, create this story, and just not publish it, but like create it and give me that mindset of, okay, what do I want them to play out next, and what would be fun to play out next, and go from there. I don't know what to do. So I'll check in with you guys next time, I suppose. That's all I got for now. Guys, it's NaNoWriMo day 5, and today has been completely derailed. So first of all, it's election day, so we're waiting for my sister to get home to take us to go vote. But my plan was to write before she got home, and so after I did my Bible study, during my Bible study, my phone's not working. So after my Bible study, which I did off my phone this time, I wasn't able to do most of my morning routine because I do Duolingo and I do this app called Finch, which is like self-care. I wasn't able to do any of that. I had to get on support, but T-Mobile doesn't have a support chat, so I've had to scour the internet on my computer, find that they have a text message thing, so I'm texting with the chat agent about it. My mom's phone's not working, so I'm wondering if there's an outage here in the area where we're at, because my husband said when I finally managed to slip a text into him that worked earlier, but now it's not working again, he said his was working fine, so I don't know. So instead of writing, I'm having to do all of this stuff on my phone to get this to work, and I need to get ready to leave, so everything's crazy right now. I'm fixing ramen noodles for breakfast, and so I do finally have some plans for the next few chapters. I talked with my husband last night and we brainstormed together and figured it out, so it kind of opened up all this new stuff. So I gotta go chat with the support agent, but I do have a plan for the next 2 chapters, but it depends on when I can get them written because of all this crap happening. So hey guys, so it's NaNoWriMo day 5, and I tried to write, but we're watching election coverage. Our phones still aren't working, so I'm having to use my house hotspot, which is really inconvenient. They decided to update the towers today on election day of all days. Like, that is so dumb, which I don't know. I'm a conspiracy theorist, but that's beside the point. I wrote maybe like 2 paragraphs and a couple sentences. I cannot concentrate, so I'm going to skip writing tonight and we'll worry about the fallout tomorrow. I do have like 4 or 5 days of leeway I can take off that still can get me done with it on time, so I'm skipping NaNoWriMo for tonight. And yeah, that's pretty much everything, so I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, it's NaNoWriMo day 6. I'm going to move you over here since I feel like I don't have to. I was trying to like talk about everything in my short video, but I felt like, sorry, I can't get this. It's like weirdly disproportionated. There we go. I felt like I had to rush to like squeeze everything in there to my short TikTok, but this is my big nano video, so I can talk as long as I need to. So last night got derailed. Let me highlight it for you. That's all I wrote when I sat here at the computer. The rest of those are my notes. So the highlighted part that you see here, here is what I wrote. Those are all my notes. And so I brought a notebook over. I decided to give up and just sit and watch the election footage because it was so intense last night. and our phones were off, so I was on with chat support texting them, because sometimes the text would go through, sometimes they wouldn't, and it was just crazy. And it's like, why did T-Mobile decide to update our towers on election day? Like, that was really dumb. So that was frustrating. Luckily, we had our hotspot, our home internet service, which is different than our phone, so we were able to keep track of the footage. It just meant I had to stay in there in the living room. And so I did bring my notebook over, though. And so off and on, this took me hours. Like, I went up, it was probably 7 to 7:30 when we started. I watched it all the way till 1:30 when my husband came home. And Trump was kind of announced about around 1 o'clock, 1 a.m., 12:45-ish. So, but throughout the night, I would like write a little bit, stop and like watch for an hour and write a little bit more. But I managed to get this and this and this page written. I feel like when I handwrite, my brain, like when I type, my fingers are typing so fast, my brain can like keep up with it, but I handwrite much slower. And so I do feel like I need to add more to that. I feel like it's just getting, okay, he figures this out, he goes here, he knows where the bad guys are going. I feel like there needs to be a little bit more leading up to that, because it's just like the author is writing the book, doing what the book needs it to do, because it's me, if that made any sense, which is fine. Like, I have to remember that I don't need to edit this. This is just about getting the story out on the page, and all the other stuff can be figured out in the editing process. Like, so I just need to get the story out. However, here's the kicker. I'm at 10,737 words right now, and I should be at 12K tonight. And I'm also supposed to be at chapter 12, because originally one chapter was supposed to be 1,000 words. So I'm a little behind on that. So I don't know. It's more important for me to keep up with the word count goals every day to make sure I hit 50K by the end of November. But I'm at 10K. I need to get to 12K. I'm on chapter 8 instead of 12. So I don't think I can write that many chapters and catch up chapter-wise, but word count-wise, that's what's more important to me. Also, side note, I had posted a picture on Instagram last night of me in front of the TV where Trump was giving a speech, and I had the I voted sticker and everything, and I just was happy that Trump won. I don't even think I said I directly voted for Trump. I said I voted. Maybe I did, but either way, I was just happy and just saying that, you know, we thank God that he survived that assassination attempt, and like we need to keep praying to God and asking him to continue helping our country and all that stuff. The amount of hatred I got on there was absolutely insane to me. Like, I was not expecting like that, and a lot of people came on there and was like cussing me out, calling me names, judging me even though they don't know me, judging my husband in one of my posts. It was the video that I did, which was like me and him if we were in a Disney movie, and it was just this cute little, and it was like telling me that I should quit writing, telling me that I need to take a writing class, which, by the way, I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Creative Writing for Entertainment. I went to college for it. I have a degree. Don't even go there. I've been writing since I was 10. I've written 1 million words, 20 books in 2020. So I think I'm pretty good at that. I think I know what I'm doing when it comes to writing, and every writer can grow. Every writer can continue to improve their craft, their skill. But it's just, and cussing me, I mean, up one side and down the other. Like, it's just insane to me, the amount of hatred just for expressing the fact that I voted. I'm happy with the way that things ended up. I'm really glad Trump's president. Like, just because you or I vote differently doesn't mean that we should have to hate on each other. And the amount of division and like the fact that like that people can't seem to share different opinions is just so crazy to me, because I feel like the country's so divided, and it's like, it's so weird to me that we can't just talk and get along. I have several author friends that I talk with that we disagree on a lot of things. There's one author in particular, we tend to disagree all the time, that when I have something that I post, I tend to know that that author is going to comment, but we have a how can you say this, like a polite discourse and just talk about it. I had somebody else, it was a left-leaning author that I'm familiar with. I had no idea they were left-leaning. That never comes up. It's not relevant to writing or anything. Messaged me privately, and we were talking, and we seemed like it was a really respectful conversation. So, I mean, like, we should be able to get along with people, and definitely respect people and treat them kindly, even if they believe differently than you. I don't understand the division. I was watching this guy doing a video, a British guy reacting to 9/11, and it reminded me of how unified the country was then. Like, I was little. I must have been, I don't know how old I was. I was pretty young. Probably like 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there. So I don't remember that time very well, but I do know that like the country was pretty unified. at that time because of the grief and the shock and everything that had happened. And it's like, to me, it's just so shocking that now there are people who support the terrorist groups like Hamas, and there are so many people who are just hating. Like, one commenter literally wished that I would have a pregnancy where I would have health complications that I can't receive because of Trump. And it's like, Trump is not stopping abortion. In fact, Missouri just voted in to not ban abortion, which is insane and scary to me. But it's like, it's up to the states to decide, and that's always been the way that it kind of should be, because the people should vote on the issues that they believe in or disagree with or whatever. So I don't understand the people of, like, Trump is what's the word? Like, Trump is going against women's rights and all that stuff. And first of all, no woman has the right to kill their child. I'm sorry, but you just don't. Second of all, again, Trump has nothing to do with that. It's literally like Roe versus Wade being undone or whatever gave the power back to the state. So if you are for that, then go vote and make sure that your state can do that. It's up to the people to vote on that, not officials, like, really. And so, but either way, you don't know me. Wishing that I would have a complicated pregnancy with health issues is insane. First of all, I'm not even pregnant. Second of all, I'm trying to get pregnant and I can't. I'm having issues with it, so maybe that'll make you happy, I guess. And then the fact is that person literally, I guess they're stalking my content. They're literally commenting on, like, every single one of my posts, still cussing and yelling and just wishing all these bad things on me. And it's like, I'm just here to write and to talk to you guys about writing and reading and all the things that I'm doing. I have a right. Everybody has a right to express their beliefs. And I don't think that who you vote for should determine whether we can be friends or not. Most of my author friends, I don't discuss that with them, so I have no idea which way they vote. And if I found out that one of them was for Kamala, we may get into some discussions about some of the policies and, like, the belief systems and things, but it's not going to make me hate them, and I'm not going to go after them for who they voted for. And if the reversal had happened, like, either way, we should be behind the president, because we want America to succeed. We want America to grow together and be strong and to be unified. And I feel like everybody talks about Trump and he's a racist and his followers are racist and his followers are hatred and he's a bigot and all this stuff, when Trump is, like, down to earth. He was hanging out with, like, McDonald's workers and a garbage truck, and, like, and to me, the hatred's coming from the Democrats to the left, at least in my experience. And they're the ones, like, really being rude and hating on us for what we believe, when I haven't seen it the other way around, at least, again, in my experience. So, and I feel like they also talk about how how Trump is all the hatred, but to me, it's the left that is being more divisive, because they will not stand for somebody who disagrees with them on anything, and they don't allow you to share a different opinion than them. And I feel like we should be able to talk and discuss things if we disagree with each other, and we may not have to I don't have to like your opinions, you don't have to like mine, but we can still be polite and respectful to one another. And so for anybody who is having hatred out there, I feel you. I'm here for you. We just got to continue to be kind and respectful to each other, continue to pray for God to continue to help this country, continue to pray for President Trump as he, takes office, and a smooth transition, and just praying for this country to just be unified and to come together, because we need to come together and be unified now more than ever. I actually had that in my Bible study today about being unified together. It was Paul talking in one, I can't remember what book it was, but Paul was basically urging them to be unified together. And I feel like that's the message. That's what we need to be spreading. And for anybody who is commenting, who is mad or upset about how the election went, try to breathe, first of all, because I know some of you guys seem pretty stressed about it. And I do feel for people, because the media has brainwashed people that there are probably some people out there who genuinely believe that Trump is an end to democracy, and they're scared. They're terrified. They're hurting. So we should have sympathy for them, but please have sympathy for us. We have been on the right. We have been taking a lot of stuff, and we have had our voices stripped from us. The mainstream media is all left leaning, and we've had our voices taken from us for a long time. And so just let's try to be respectful, put each other in each other's shoes, be unified, be respectful, be kind, and let's get along, and let's keep the discourse, especially in the comments, respectful, and don't attack another person, especially if you don't know them. yeah, and definitely don't waste your time scrolling through one person's content and just binge commenting on all their stuff, cussing and screaming and yelling and judging them and judging their husband. Like, first of all, you don't know anything about me and my husband. Second of all, to say that my husband has brainwashed me is absolutely insane to me. I am a very bold woman, shall we say, and so there is no way anybody is going to dictate what I believe. I'm very bold and strong with my beliefs to a overly strong point sometimes. So yeah, that is not the case. In fact, my husband wasn't really involved in politics, and he didn't really vote that much when we first got married, and so it was only through talking with me and how bad the economy got that it kind of pushed him to be more involved. And that's all I'll say, but you guys, you do not understand me and my husband at all. So yeah, just don't judge, don't make assumptions, be respectful, stop the hateful comments, and let's just have fun. And yeah, let's let these videos be about Nano. And for now, I gotta stop talking because it's 7:25. It is it's November 6th, and I have to catch up, so we'll see how I can do catching up with all this stuff. And yeah, we'll get to work, and I will check in with you guys later. Hey guys, it's still NaNoWriMo day 6, so I wanted to show. I always show this in my TikToks, but I wrote 3,215 words. It felt good. It was at home on a laptop from 7:25 to 9:38, so I'm gonna update my progress. Yay, look at that. But that's not the final word count because that doesn't count what I wrote yesterday. So we're going to log that as well. Although my actual word count is, according to the book, which is what's important, 14,256 words with these notes. So yeah, also, I logged what I wrote yesterday, so I wrote it in a separate Word document, and just to calculate how much I'd written yesterday. So it was about 800 words total, because it was 63 with the 2 paragraphs on the computer, and then 737 on those 3 pages over here, which honestly, 700 words handwritten is actually really good. That's a lot for me. 800 words. So that was chapter 8, the original chapter 8. So I added more before that, which was 1,319 words. And then I did a new chapter 9, and then I edited what I had written and kind of added more to it, filled it out. And so I kept track. I added like 627 plus 29 plus 34 plus 203 to half of what I wrote yesterday for a new version of chapter 9, and which is now 1,131 words. And then I made chapter 10, which I added 1,003 words to the rest of yesterday's. So it's a total of 1,314 words, which is a lot to say that I took what I wrote yesterday, I added more before it and after it, and I filled it out. So yesterday felt like the bare minimum. It felt like a skeleton or the bare bones of what it should be. It was like my character went to the point I needed him to get to, did the fight he needed to, and wrote the scene. That was it. That's the 700 words. Now he called people, he followed extra leads, he's looking and searching and doing things, and there's a lot more investigation. I mean, if you think about it, I took the 800 words I wrote yesterday, and with everything that I added before and after it, I wrote 3,000. What was my... Shoot. I forgot to keep track of that. Yeah, 3,215 words tonight to fill that out, essentially filling out what I wrote yesterday. So yesterday really got the inspiration and the events in place, and from there I was able to take that and add so much more to it with more inspiration. It took me from 7:25 till about 9:30, so it took me 2 hours. I had to do a lot of different research, a lot of handguns actually. I had to find out the length of an airstrip, so that was kind of interesting as well. So I'm just really excited and really into it and everything. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I'm so into it. I feel like the book in me has finally clicked. I finally kind of have a path and I know where I'm going. And the difficulty, I think maybe I needed the break yesterday, which I still didn't take a break because I still hand wrote all of this. But I feel like whatever happened, I just feel really, really revitalized with this story. And I was ready to give up last night because handwriting it, I was like, this story sucks. It's no good. And I'm not even kidding you. I was like, I'll just quit Nano and just finish the story when I finish it. But I feel revitalized and I feel really good. So even though I got to chapter 11, so I wrote chapters 8, 9, and 10, my word count is 14,000. Let's do the total word count. 14,256 words. That includes my notes. So I'm at the correct word count for today, and to keep on track, the chapters are off because they're not only 1,000 words a piece. Some are more, you know, the chapter thing is going to be less. To me, it's more important to stay on word count track to get to 50K by the end of the month, as opposed to the chapter numbers. Those are just chapter numbers, you know. I'm revitalized. I feel really good. It's 9:44. I still have to catch up on editing The Heart of Christmas and stuff, but overall I feel really good. So yeah, I'm really, I feel revitalized, and it feels so good to feel revitalized. So I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, it's NaNoWriMo day 7. So I already logged everything, but give me a second to turn on my... Alright, so it's November 7th, the cost to escape day 7, also day 7 of NaNoWriMo, and I wrote chapter 11, 2,188 words, and we are at 16,441 words in the story so far. I don't know why that's off. So the actual document says this, probably because of my notes, actually. So that extra 100 words or so is my notes. So the actual word count of the book should be 16,390. So I'm actually really excited. I was really into it. So yeah, I was just really into it. So the inspirations kind of hit me again. The story has clicked with me. I feel like I know what I'm doing and where I'm going and everything else. So I'm pretty excited. And yeah, I was really into it. I wrote from 3:34 to 4:44. It's now 4:47, and I may or may not write chapter 12 tonight. I have a lot of other things to do to prepare for Immortal's release, and I still have my editing to get done. And since technically my daily word count is 2,000 words, I've already done that, so I don't need to write the next chapter, even though I should be on chapter 12. But again, not every chapter is 1,000 words. Sometimes they're way more than that, and therefore I don't need to be at chapter 14 today, as long as I'm at 14,000 words at least, and I'm at 16, so I'm ahead, which is good. And yeah, so that gives me some leeway. But yeah, it's getting close to 5 o'clock, so I have to tend to my dogs and everything. But yeah, I'm really into it, so I'll check in with you guys next time. Hey guys, so it's NaNoWriMo day 8, November 8th at 7:19 p.m. and I just got set down for my me time. And I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be writing chapter 12, and I know what's going in chapter 12, and I know the plot kind of from here for a while. Well, I know the rest of the beats, obviously, but I kind of know like specifics to carry me for a while, so it's not like I don't know what I'm doing or I'm stuck. I'm very inspired and motivated. The story has officially clicked with me. But I just don't want to write tonight, and it's a mixture of different things. One, I think I'm getting a little burnt out, because the 41 days that I spent writing the first book in this series, even though I did write, it took me 41 days, and I wrote 100,000 words, so I was writing on average more per day. I did take a break, and it wasn't like I was trying to hit a deadline or do it by a certain time. I just wrote when I was inspired. I took breaks when I needed a break, and that really helped me. A 3-day break on day 26, from day 26 to day 27. So that was a 3-day break. Each of them, 1-day break between 12 and 13, and a 1-day break from day 2 and 3, and a 1-day break between 1 and 2. So, I mean, it wasn't like a lot of breaks, but it was still like there was no pressure. Like I didn't have to write. I came in because I wanted to write. At the same time that I was writing, I guess I was writing on a deadline, because the writing competition I was joining with that book was due at the end of October, so I kind of was writing on a deadline, but there was just a lot less pressure. I don't know if it's because I wasn't recording myself, so if I didn't make it, it wasn't like a big deal, and now there's all this pressure that I have to, and it's kind of making it feel more like a job. And writing has been a hobby for me first before it was a job, and so I'm kind of getting burnt out, even though I'm still motivated and inspired, and I'm not stuck in the plot line. I have other things that I need to be doing. I didn't edit last night because I've been trying to catch up with my YouTube channel this month. For some reason, it's just crazy building up with Immortal's release, so I have a lot of things to prepare for Immortal's release. My book that I'm reading right now for my November TBR challenge, so if that video is up by the time you guys are watching this, I will have a link to it. But this book that I'm reading is getting really good, and I kind of like hit a really big reading point last night, and I want to keep reading, and I can't until I write, until I edit my book, The Heart of Christmas, until I edit the YouTube videos and film other ones. So I basically have a lot to do before I even get a chance to relax and read. I'm also kind of drowsy, just because, you know, we've had a really fun day today. And all of that put together, I'm not feeling like it's the right time for me to write this chapter. And sometimes that can be God, sometimes that can just be me. I know sometimes God does nudge me one direction or another. So I know what I'm doing. I know what needs to happen in chapter 12. I am just not feeling it tonight. For all of the reasons I listed. Again, it's not like a lack of inspiration. It's just I'm tired. I have so many other things I need to do. I'm kind of getting burnt out. I think I need a break. Because in my, like I did actually, other than the breaks that I told you about from that book, I had a 5-day break between that book and this one. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, 8. I had a week off after writing pretty consistently for 41 days, 100,000 words. That's not enough. And then I launched into this one for NaNoWriMo. And here's the other thing too. At the goal of writing 2,000 words a day, every single day consecutively, I would finish by November 25th. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, that gives me 5 days of leeway in case I needed a break. And on top of that, today is the 8th, so I'm supposed to be at 16,000 words today, and I am actually at 16. So technically speaking, I have an extra day that I could use. Granted, I like being ahead, and therefore that would undo that, and so then I'm not going to be ahead anymore. And you never know, maybe I will actually write later. But I think I'm calling it for now. I'm not writing tonight. I need a break. I'm burning out. If I don't take this break, I'll continue to burn myself out, and I need a break. And I really do like the book, and I want to finish it. I think for me, a lot of it is about finishing it in my own time. And I already lost the prize on NaNoWriMo. They have, not like for all of Nano, but the little reward that they give you for writing every day, because on election night I forgot to log what I wrote, even though I did actually write that night. So I haven't actually skipped the night yet. It's just I forgot to log that. So this would be my first night skipping, but I can't get that little award on NaNoWriMo anyway because I forgot that night, and there's no way to like log previous nights. So yeah, all of that to say, for now, I'm taking a break and doing other things tonight, and I'll check in with you guys later if I write later, and if not, I'll see you guys next time. But that's my decision.